So in the past, we've talked a lot about, the media and just all the movies and shit you see on TV that make you terrible and trash with women. But there are certain standout, pieces of media and content and just TV shows and series where the main character is actually a G-ass motherfucker and gets laid. And if you watched it, you would actually be like, this is a good example. Even though it's fake, this would be a good example for someone to watch to understand the kind of way you would just conduct yourself, even though it's fantasy. So today we're talking about those standout films, flicks, series, cartoons, even animes in that genre of just being a G-ass motherfucker, which is that should be a genre. That should be a movie genre in itself. Alpha badass movies with main characters that actually get bitches and don't have the bitches finishing their sentences for them when they asking them out on dates. First things first, what would be your first example off the top, of a movie where the main character is actually a player and not just a simp? Or it doesn't even have to be a movie. It could be shit. I remember growing up, I used to like Johnny Bravo. Even though they used to display him getting slapped and whatnot, just the fact that he was just like, he didn't give a fuck. He hit on every bitch, and they would slap him and reject him, and he would just be like, whatever, fix his hair and go for the next hoe.
Absolutely, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was my shit growing up.
That's a
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He always had the little baddies in the show. It's like it was like a common theme in the show was him talking to girls.
The best episodes of the Fresh Prince, I actually think, were the earlier episodes because of that reason.
Yeah, he had all the pickup lines and all the funny shit.
The earlier episodes, every episode, it was like a new bitch. He was a G. Towards the end, he started getting soft for
like
Lisa.
Relationship type.
Then she started giving him drama. And that's what, you know what's funny? That's what happens to all the players. All the naturals you meet in real life, they start off hot. They're getting all the biddies. And then they finally get an affinity for one chick. And then over time, they end up just dealing with a lot of shit, bro, because you already know how these bitches are, man. You're going to have to deal with that drama, man.
Forever.
Yeah, man, I fucking love Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince was my shit.
What's the first thing that sticks out on your mind as far as, like, a G character?
Oh, man. Funny enough, I fuck with anime growing up. I'm a 90s kid hard. Toonami, I know everyone knows. A lot of people know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I noticed when one day I compiled a list just quickly in my head of all my favorite animes, and I quickly realized like all of them have alpha fucking main characters who either don't take no shit or they're pimping it with bitches, or they just carry themselves in a way where they're just not a bitch. And I would actually have people recommend animes, and when I watch it and the main character is just too nervous and awkward with girls, I hate watching that shit. I can't relate to it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of other goofy motherfuckers relate to that shit, but I can't watch a dude get nosebleeds every time a bitch show her titties.
Oh, no.
Okay, first thing comes to my mind. Okay, no one's gonna know this, so I know everyone's gonna be like, well, what the fuck? I never heard of that shit. It's some shit called Bastard with an exclamation point at the end. It's actually only a 6-episode anime over whatever you want to call it. It's basically about a wizard who's been around for 500 years, has fucked like hundreds of bitches, and they resurrected him back to life to like help him fight some shit. But he's really evil, but it was like some last resort. And he basically comes back and he's just pimping it. And there's one chick that he has an affinity towards, and it's just basically him. His character itself is just an alpha motherfucker. Matter of fact, I fucked around with this one weeaboo chick, and for those who don't know, weeaboo is just like non-Asian chicks who were into Asian culture. I knew one chick, she was really into anime. And she literally said it, like she said it, she even said her brother said it, that I reminded them of the character from that show. Because all the like crack, he would just always crack jokes, and he'd slap a chick on the ass and be like, yeah, whatever, bitch. And just like go back to being a G-ass motherfucker. And I watched that shit, and that's the shit right there. I fucking resonate with that all the way. So check it out. I think it's probably on YouTube, maybe. I don't know if it's still there, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's definitely, if you like shit where, even if you don't like cartoons, dude, I'm telling you, it's better than a lot of them corny ass Hollywood movies with the symphony orchestras and the beta ass main characters. If you like that shit, hey, go for it, man. So what's another good example? Let's get this shit going. We got a nice roll, y'all. I like the Fresh Prince answer. That was That was fucking dead facts, man.
So it's so hard because there's so many bad examples that it's hard to find the good examples.
You hear this, people? We have a whole episode. We got to do 30 minutes, and we like 5 minutes in. We already ran out of fucking examples. This is how bad it is out here, people. Look, we're going to struggle through this just for you guys. I mean, one of the most obvious ones, people always say James Bond. Because, I will say one thing. James Bond got one hell of a poker face. So, if you're looking for an example of a good fucking poker face, just watch any James Bond movie.
Plus, every single movie, he bags a different girl. Basically. It's like part of it, so...
He's like, bitch, iron my suit, bitch. I got a fucking mission to get to. I got time. Yo, I got to look fly. I can't be here entertaining your goofy ass. We smashed. Okay. Scene's over. Now I got to do my shit. I got to get on, I got to get on my fucking grind.
I actually used to watch a show called Californication.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Basically,
I never watched it, though, yeah.
Nah, yeah. Basically, the main character, he's like a famous writer. And, like, he's known for his fucking amazing, like, witty shit. And just basically, it's like, it gets into, like, all the shenanigans he gets into as far as, like, situations with girls. And he's, like, a promiscuous fucking dude. He fucks mad bitches. That's all he does on the show, basically.
Right.
Like, 9 seasons of him fucking different girls and all the shit that comes with that. And what I like about the show is that shit is mad realistic as far as how girls would react to shit. And not only that, but, like, it shows you... I feel like that shit was mad honest about how men and women interact with each other and, like, how things really go down instead of, like, that fantasy world where...
Cheesy Hollywood.
Yeah, that cheesy Hollywood fantasy world. It was actually pretty accurate, and I appreciated that shit about it. And just, like, throughout the whole fucking show, the main characters, like... main thing, the fucking show is based on sex. Like the whole like theme of the show. Yeah, exactly.
It's in the title, people.
That's one to check out for sure. Of course, he has this like main chick that he has a daughter with in the show, and like obviously a common theme to it is the whole one-itis thing of like that one girl that's for you and shit. But that's where the realistic part of it comes in, of how that shit really doesn't work out, and it's more of just like a fantasy type of thing.
For sure. That's dope, man. Is it worth checking out?
Yeah, absolutely, yo. If you have time, just try to like spread it out though. Don't watch that shit all at once, and it's fucking 9 seasons, so try to stay productive.
Wow, yeah, I know what I won't be doing. Nah, that's... Nah, definitely. That sounds dope.
I don't know if it's 9 seasons, but I'm just like I'm just exaggerating. I don't know if it's 9 seasons, but it's pretty long ago.
I got a good one. It was a movie by Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know if you guys. I'm sure that some of y'all, plenty of y'all know who that is.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, he did The Fighter and all that type of shit. He's in a lot of fucking movies, but he had a romantic movie, and I don't usually watch romantic movies, but. The title sounded kind of interesting. I just ended up coming across the shit. It was called Love and Other Drugs. And immediately off the bat, it hooked me. Because right off from the intro, it was almost like a montage of him just being a slick fucking talker. He was like at some shitty shop selling like VCRs, but he was just slick as fuck. He'd be bagging the customers, fucking the bitches in the back or like just general shit like that. He was just a G character. And... basically, he ends up selling Viagra in an insurance company because he's just really good at fucking being a salesman. He ends up bagging, patients and whatnot. He ends up falling for one chick who has Parkinson's. So then the movie kind of takes a bit of a depressing downturn because, and it's some real shit, because let's be honest, we're not all cold-hearted motherfuckers. We don't start off that way. We bag a lot of bitches, and then most of the time, the players, the naturals in our life, they bag a lot of chicks. They start off really hot, and then they get an affinity for that one girl. And over time, they end up having to juggle and deal with a lot of drama, inevitably as you do so with the women, especially long term. But there was a standout scene that I really fuck with. Basically, after he's a salesman, some random chick walks by and he's like, "Hey, Lisa." And she goes, "Oh, my name isn't Lisa." And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I dated a girl named Lisa," or some shit. Then he like shook her hand and said some shit. And after he did that, like the fat dude that he had basically bet that he would go up and say some shit, who was watching it, his boss or some shit, he basically explained it. He basically explained it to him, saying how just by saying, oh, you look like my ex-girlfriend, or you look like someone I previously dated, that, it would just, pre-select him and make him look like the shit beforehand. And the way he explained it, though, it was a scene that was purposely done to show how analytical and fucking slick his brain was. The way he explained it, he was explaining it like talking a mile a fucking minute. And I just thought it was slick as fuck, because it felt like a real realistic example of what someone who is actually good with women would be like. Not being super cheesy, but, showing it, and not, of course, showing the fucking beta spilling his heart out, and then the chick coming to the realization that she loved him, which she never showed previously, which we all know ain't gonna fucking happen.
They ain't gonna do it, folks.
No, sir.
I actually watched this really cheesy movie a long ass time ago. But
let's hear it.
Yeah, that shit has horrible fucking reviews and all that shit, but there was like a certain aspect of the movie that fucking stood out to me. The movie's called 40 Days and 40 Nights, and basically it stars this kid, Josh Hartnett, right? And he has this bet with his friend that he can go 40 days and 40 nights without having sex. Feel me?
Yeah.
So like that shit spirals into this whole thing, and like mad women end up finding out. I feel like that shit was mad realistic as far as how girls would react if a nigga like just didn't fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like usually it's a guy fiending to fuck right away, like
exactly.
trying to get laid right away, and that's how they show it.
God.
And it's like he didn't put out. The way the girls reacted in the show for him not putting out was
fucking
just
like fucking children, right?
Exactly. Like they didn't know what the fuck to do, and like I felt like that aspect of it was mad fucking interesting, and it got me thinking as far as shit like that. Like without us fucking doing everything,
okay.
Girls they'd be fucking lost, bro. They'd be like fucking the Three Blind Mice. You know what I'm saying? And like
blind leading the blind. No, yeah, that's so fucking true, dude. There's been times where I'm like, I'm so on fire conversational wise or whatever, or maybe another time I'm with a girl and I just think, yo, I'm just gonna not talk for like the next 10 minutes. I just want to see what happens. You know what happens?
Yeah.
Nothing happens, and then you realize, damn, yo, I'm everything. Like you are the glue. You just the glue that glues everything together. That's why it's not fucking even. That's why you have to get her to constantly be performing for you, especially long term, because we all know how it gets. I don't even need to say what the fucking divorce statistic rate is, because it's 70%. There you go. I just said it. Fuck it. 70% of divorces are initiated by the females. I want you to let that shit sink in for a second. 70%. Do you know what that means?
70.
That's not a coincidence. That's not, they all just the chick just happened to go and file the shit to go to the actual. No. All of the chicks are dumping the motherfuckers because they're getting sick of them. That's what's really fucking happening. So if that's happening marriage-wise, you can guarantee most relationships are ending from the chick dumping the fucking dude, especially pretty girls. So really, we get displayed on TV as the savages, but really, bitches are the ruthless ones. They're the ones got dudes lining up, just bending over backwards, throwing their jacket on puddles and shit. Yes, ma'am, just... oh my God, can I lick your fucking feet? Anything to get near you. I'll swallow your bathwater. Nasty shit. These motherfuckers is disgusting. Where's the humanity, people? Stop validating these bitches. I don't even need to say, because this is supposed to be a positive episode of positive media examples that we could see, that we could actually enjoy without feeling like vomiting every time we see the main character act like a bitch and bitch up.
Fucking lame.
Chicks, yeah. I think an obvious one would be Hitch.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hitch, I mean, it's supposed to be about a dating coach. Some scenes are over the top, but they do have some little gems in there where it's like that is true to a certain extent. There is some shit that's definitely over the top. Like I remember at one point he had a fucking puppy ready for the dude to like save right in front of the chick. I'm sorry, I love y'all Unleashed gang, but I'm not about to be renting no fucking puppies so you can save it in front of some bitch. That shit, it's just a little too much, people. No, but on the real though, puppies really do help, man. Puppies are like the easiest opener ever. It's almost so easy, it's like you don't even want to give yourself credit. Like if a chick has a dog, asking what dog it is the easiest. I can't. It's easier than asking the time.
It
Because the
almost
chick
seems
could be like,
unfair.
yeah, it's really unfair.
Bitches love their puppers.
It's perfect because women are indirect creatures. I know a lot of dudes are just going around going, "Hey, I thought you were cute. I had to say hi," which is great. That totally works. I've had success doing going direct, but a lot of times it's perfect because women are indirect. So when you could talk to them while not talking to them, it's perfect. Just like if you go up to a group of girls, if you address them all as a group, not like one chick in particular, that's the shit you want to do. You go up to a chick, you ask what kind of dog it is. You just keep be ignoring her while talking to her, paying attention to the dog, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah. By the way, where are you from, or some shit like that? Are you from around here? Then it's like it's just set up easily for you to just look like a G, especially if you have another dog, and it's trained, and they're not about to scrap and shit. That might not help.
Yo, they should make a movie about you, man.
Yeah, we all know how Asian males are displayed on TV, aka horribly. I don't even need to get into that. It's just it's so traumatizing. It touches deep wounds inside me that I don't even want to go to.
So, any other characters stick out to you as far as G ass motherfucking players?
Oh man, there was a hood classic. Is one of the more unknown hood classics, but How to Be a Player. That was a movie called How to Be a Player.
I remember that movie, How to Be a Player.
Now it's not so much something that you would watch and try to mirror because it's a little more cheesy and he just kind of acts stereotypically smooth. But it is worth checking out. It is kind of it's a pretty funny movie. Also, just in general, I noticed like in the 90s, it was easier to think of examples. Like, well, we grew up in the hood, so we grew up watching shit like Fresh Prince and Martin more rather than, Seinfeld and Friends, to be honest. That's just the fucking honest truth. But you would see, alpha male characters just more in general. Like Martin, for example, he would just play like the fucking angry dad character, but at least when the dad character was displayed, it was displayed in like a authoritative manner. You had shit like the Honeymooners, where it's like, I'm gonna send you to the moon, Alice, after I bust you upside your fucking head. I'm not advocating violence against women, people, but just the point is, just the 360, wow, I'm retarded.
Yeah.
To my defense, yeah, Hall of Famer, Jason Kidd, his freshman year in the NBA, he did say, that they're gonna change the team.
Turn the team around,
yeah,
360 degrees. Oh,
Very
shit.
infamous quote. Now I could go down in the list of stupid motherfuckers who said that. Now this might seem like a choice from left field, but I don't know if you guys ever grew up on Nickelodeon, but I'm a 90s kid, and there was that show Drake and Josh. And I was actually getting, towards like younger teens. That was like around the time I just started to stop really watching Nickelodeon and shit like that. But in that show, at first I was like, I'm probably not gonna like this shit. But the brother was basically a fat nerdy brother with a lame sister, and like some random other kid who was like a G-ass kid. Now he had the whole pretty boy thing going on, but I enjoyed the fact that he would just be bagging bitches. Like I watched the show literally just for his character. If he wasn't there, I wouldn't have watched the show because it's like,
yo, dead ass. Without Drake, I probably wouldn't have watched that show. You're right,
seriously,
yo.
without Drake, it would just be Josh being a bitch and his bitchy sister and then his square
Being a
parents.
fucking loser.
I think the dad was actually cooler than fucking Josh.
I fucks with that J. Cole song, Is She Gon' Pop?
Yeah, I remember that was early J. Cole, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yo. The whole point of the fucking song, how fucking mind-numbing this whole shit with trying to bag bitches is all the time. And how, like, chicks, you almost get jaded. You know what I mean? Like,
you have to deal with mad bullshit, and after a while it adds up.
Plus, like, how the same all girls are. After you mess with enough girls, you start to realize they all do the same shit.
The same goofy shit.
They all do the same goofy shit, and like it's just over and over and over again.
You could literally stand there and be like, "Yo, listen, literally to prove that you're different from any other girl and to make me fall head over heels do this one thing different that every other chick has just shown that they just do, and it's like they're unable to, unable. It'll make you want to ram your head through the wall. That's why I don't advocate trying to fucking. I don't advocate the communication is the key. Like you say it once, what your issue is, what you would prefer to be, and then you give her time apart to let that shit soak the fuck in, so she doesn't just get rewarded for some bullshit. Okay, and then after that, you go back, and if she does it again, then you let her know one more time, and if she does it again, then you next that bitch.
Peace, bitch. Yeah, I'd give that a fucking listen. If I were you out there, give a listen to She Gon' Pop.
That's dope, man.
And open your eyes to these hoes, man.
Nah, we can't have a music on that. It's too many fucking songs. Now, this wasn't so much for bitches, but fuck bitches. It ain't always gotta be about bitches. But growing up, I know it isn't realistic because we aren't a bunch of just fucking Cuban drug lords. But I fucked with Scarface growing up really hard. Hell to the fucking yeah.
Yo, Scarface is a classic, son.
It's one of those movies where the main character's just alphaness, just his conviction carries the fucking movie. His character, he's just every scene he's in. It's like kind of like Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, where every scene where they're in, they just carrying it. You're just watching them to see their reaction to everything. Now, obviously, you're not gonna be going around, shooting niggas up and shit, but ultimately, just his character. I remember just the conviction in his words, man. No kids. He didn't want to fucking shoot the kids, man. And that ended up getting him 6 feet deep. But his conviction as a man, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Stick to your fucking laurels.
Sorry, I had to put your guys through my horrible Scarface impersonation.
I feel like this is a fucking one you have to have like an open audience, give you suggestions, because it's so fucking hard to find actually positive shit when it comes to representation of men and how the fuck we act around women.
A lot of times you gotta go back in the past, It's hard to think of a lot of examples now.
From now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, actually, I could think of a modern example. Now that I say that, it comes to mind. I'll say Tony Stark's, the Iron Man character that Robert Downey Jr. plays.
Yeah, that's another one that he carries the fucking movie.
Yeah. I mean, they did kind of tie him down to that one chick, and it kind of lessened his
genius.
Just like in real life, but just his character in general. He's just a very snarky guy. He isn't like kissing up to bitches. Even when he has moments of neediness or whatever, he keeps his character of, just being that person who's just a G motherfucker, ultimately. He just talks shit all the time to any bitch. This is a little off topic, but not really, of course, because it's on topic. I would just say, like, considering the fact that you see these movies where they got characters where they're ladies, man, and they act in a certain way that is, somewhat conducive to how you would really have to act in real life. But then other movies, they show guys spilling their hearts out, just to get the girl and end up getting the girl. Do you think that shit is done purposely to kind of throw people off, or is it just, done for the females to appeal to women, maybe even?
I feel like it's both.
Yo, bitches love The Notebook, man. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. The girls like all that sappy shit, so I feel like a lot of it is just marketing towards women. Exactly. But then also a lot of it is it's almost to like emasculate men too. I don't know. The way things are going in this world right now is public enemy number one right now is like the sexuality of a man. You feel me? So
yeah, definitely. When it comes to like the dating world, everything is slanted to just be like, oh man, you just see women. Like if you watch some chump ass show like fucking Maury or some shit, you grow up on it, it's entertaining. But then when you grow older, I always used to think though, even as a kid, I would watch this shit and I'd be like, how come they never test the bitch out? Like, they're always talking about the dude cheating, and the audience boos the dude. Yeah. He has, like, this scary montage that's black and white. It's like, yeah, I don't know if it's my kid. That bitch a thot. She be fucking like 8,000 niggas. What can I say? Hey, I mean, if it is my kid, I take care of the motherfucker. He say that shit. Hey, it sounds
Yeah.
fair enough. But then before you know it, the audience is booing before this nigga even breathed twice. So he comes out, everyone was like, boo. He's just like, yeah, yeah, whatever. Y'all didn't even pay to come here. So they get there, they get to the stage, and dude,
Then it turns out the kid isn't even his,
isn't even
and then the
his.
girls running to the back crying, "Oh
Oh,
my
they all
god,
run to
I
the
can't
back
believe
crying.
it! I can't
It
believe
just
it!"
makes
Oh
me
my
laugh because it's like if that was us and we could get pregnant or whatever the
god.
the point is we would not cry. It's just like when chicks get caught cheating and then they start crying. It's like what is there to cry about? This isn't even a crying situation. Like you wasn't crying a second ago. Now magically you have an epiphany. Like no, motherfucker, that wouldn't happen. Would you cry if you got caught cheating? Would you just be like, oh, you get so emotional that you came to your epiphany that you did something so horrible? Get the fuck out of here.
I'll
Who are you
fucking
trying to
poker
play?
face my way to
That shit
victory.
is just manipulation. That's no different than a dude threatening to punch you in the fucking face. A woman crying like that is no different. You're just using your side of the duality to manipulate the situation for your benefit. And ultimately, bitches get motherfuckers killed all the time. You know how many dudes in history have lost their lives to getting stabbed by some medieval sword in the fucking spleen or some shit over a bitch who was like, I don't know, he raped me just so she could avoid getting slut shamed. And this shit happens today.
Girls are mad abusive. That's why it's like the only difference is that we can't. There's no way that we can legally. There's no way that we could fucking litigate our pain that we feel from girls being fucking abusive. So
Yeah,
it's like it's
manipulative.
different like with guys.
Yeah,
Like we could
yeah.
just slap them in the face and be abusive, you know what I'm saying? But like
They
for
could do
them it's like
shit.
some low key abuse that they don't even get called out for or
It
caught.
can't even be defined by the law because it's so underhanded. It's like if you get someone to kill someone else, who's gonna get charged? The person who killed that person. But you there like, I don't know what happened. I was just here. As a girl, here's my titties. Don't fucking convict me. Now it's straight a little off topic, but sometimes shit gets real. In the Real Shit in Relationships podcast.
How about Leonardo DiCaprio on Catch Me If You Can?
Yo, that's a great
He
example.
fucks
Say
like
that shit.
800 bitches in that movie, and it was just his charm, and he had the same little trick with all of them when it came to like he like had this little, I think it was like a little necklace or a little something like that.
Yeah, yeah. He was just a smooth talking mouth. For those who don't know, Catch Me If You Can is a movie about some young ass. It's basically supposed to be based on this con artist. And actually this type of shit interests me more than like anything else. People who actually like do crazy shit just using their social ability. That
True
shit is
story, by the way.
interesting as fuck. Yeah, he basically goes around faking being a doctor to this to that, dressing up and just charming the shit out of bitches and all types of shit. And it's just a great movie just to see socially because you watch that shit and even though it's a movie, what you don't understand is that shit really happens. When you come at people with conviction, it can throw them off. Like dude, I know there's dudes out there who have said shit like that when they've gone to Rikers that they've had better. It's just a better idea to go up to someone and address the situation and just be like, hey, let's fuck it, let's fight then if that's what it has to be, than to just not address the situation. Or if you're just unsure, you cannot get away with it. Like there's people out there who have impersonated, doctors.
Yeah.
I've read stories about inmates who have
Yo,
broken out of prison
that
multiple
fucking
times.
kid in Florida who he pretended to be a gynecologist for mad long.
He was looking at bitches' pussies. Wasn't he like 16 or 18?
Yeah, he was like a
17?
kid or some shit, dude. That's some
Yeah.
fucking hilarious shit.
Dude, can you imagine? Like, yo, man, I just want to look at bitches' pussies all day. But I don't really want to go to school, so fuck it. I mean, let's get the outfit, get the
Yo,
documents.
man. You gotta give it to him though. He was like the ingenuity involved to even make a plan that fucking foolproof that he got away with it for so long is like kind of impressive though.
Gotta respect the social cunning to a certain degree. Hell, I remember I was reading these stories about inmates who had broken out of prison multiple times, and I remember reading about how one dude put his outfit in a toilet bowl with a bunch of fucking like highlighters, so it just changed into like some. outfit where I guess he pulled it off like it was some medical shit. And he managed to get out the motherfucker. Now that isn't so much a social thing, but just the balls it takes. You know what I mean? When you put your balls on the line and you go for shit, you'll be surprised the things you can accomplish when you look people in the eye and you're like, yeah, I'm a doctor. I've been doing this medical profession for 7 years. I graduated from the School of Doctorism at Doctors R Us. Yeah, maybe not that part.
Yeah, in that movie, Catch Me If You Can, he fucking forged the check so well that he got a hooker into like early on into actually paying him to sleep with her. You know what I mean? Like she thought it was a real check, and she actually gave him money or some shit.
I think I could do that shit. I've thought of that shit. No funny shit. I thought of this years ago as a teenager. I was like, back when I was on my Ash Ketchum shit, I was just like, I want to be the best, there ever was. And I was thinking of like, what could be a crazy challenge? And I would think about like you hire a prostitute and you just get her to smash without even paying. Not because you want to smash a prostitute, but just to know that you can do that shit. It's like, my game is fucking serious, dude. She paying me or I'm getting it for free. Not that you want to be fucking a prostitute. I don't advise this. I don't advise this challenge, the prostitute challenge. It's 2018 now. Don't do it, guys.
It's theoretical, guys.
This is all theoretical. All right, so before we end this, do you have any last key ones that you have that come to mind?
Yeah, definitely. Yo, fucking forgetting Sarah Marshall was a big one. And in particular, like Russell Brand's character in that shit.
Yeah. Oh, so for those who don't know, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is about this average dude who has an average ain't shit bitch girlfriend. And they go on a vacation. And I think they're having issues already in the relationship. So they go on like vacations to some island to like try to solve the issues, I guess. And she ends up getting bagged by some like pretty boy type, sexual tantric type islander dude with long hair who's Russell Brand. And his character is just a smooth, fucking sex tantric type of dude who would try to fuck your bitch. His character is played perfectly. But what's key in this movie is just the way the shit ends. Because basically, she leaves the beta main character for this super player dude. But the super player dude is way out of this ain't shit bitches league. And this is what happens with a lot of women. Why you have a lot of bitter, old single women. Because they don't want to be with the boring dudes. But they're nowhere near cool enough to be with the actual cool motherfuckers. So they just end up being cast aside with their washed up pussy and 5 abortions. And it was a great example. Oh, basically because at the end of the movie, you remember, like, the dude, Russell Brand's character leaves
he didn't want to fuck with her.
Yeah, he's just like, holy fuck.
Trying to avoid the shit out that crazy bitch.
Too. Yeah, exactly. By the end of vacation, and the main character finds some new bitch on the island, of course. And, that's the happy ending. That's what you would hope. That's what you would hope if that situation was to really happen to you. And I'm sure it's happened to motherfuckers. I know it's happened to motherfuckers. Actually, that's a perfect way to, like, imagine you average, beta type dude or average dude who doesn't have a lot of game. You get tooled by some chick on vacation by some dude, and by the end of it, this dude's just like, hey man, I don't even fuck with this bitch. Fuck this lame bitch. I gotta get the fuck out of here too. And then you got some new bitch, and you're like, hey man, yup, I guess. And now everyone's just laughing as a goofy bitch. All right, before we end this, let's just quickly go through like name 3 quick movies. Name a movie that's the exact opposite, a horrible example, a movie where if you watch it, it's gonna make you worse just from being near it. Like, you don't even need to listen to it. Just by osmosis, if that shit is around you, it's just gonna make your game worse. Fuck it, I'll answer it. Any movie with Michael Cera.
Yo, I was just about to say that. I was about to say Superbad. I swear to God, I was about to say Superbad because of Michael Cera, because of him specifically, God. Or him or his clone, that other guy. The one from the Facebook movie, network, the Social Network. Jesse Eisenberg, or whatever the fuck his name is. Him and his clone.
Yeah, they basically these two, white kids, and they play like the average beta awkward kid, and it's just his character in every movie. So one movie, for example, people hyped it as a good romantic movie, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a soft nigga sometimes. Sometimes I would like to see it because sometimes it's good, I remember there's been movies where it gets you type emotional and shit. I watched the shit.
Juno.
Nah,
Scott
not
Pilgrim?
even. Scott Pilgrim was one.
Scott Pilgrim.
Was
He
a
spent
ho-
his whole movie.
the
He spent this whole movie fighting her ex-boyfriends. That's the fucking point of the movie. He had to fight 10 of this bitch's ex-boyfriends and an ex-girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Like,
Word, that
that's
was the
fucking
plot
horrible.
line. Dude, that shit like the most beta-est plot line. That's the most beta shit I've heard since, you know, man, remember that R&B song from the 90s that goes like, or is it the 90s or early 2000s? It's like, girl, I don't want to know if you're
If you
playing
playing
me.
me,
Keep it
yo,
on the
Barry
low.
Wine is
What the fuck? Yo,
yo.
the
That's
sad
the
part
most.
is
Oh
that was
my
a good
God.
song melodically. Like you hear this shit and it's like, wow, I want to sing along to this, but if I do, I have to immediately chop my balls off after.
Oh shit.
I don't want to know. Just keep it on the low. Are you fucking serious? Fuck this bitch. And you over here singing. That's one thing about 90s R&B that I did not fuck with. You know, we grew up in the hood, so we heard a lot of R&B growing up. And that shit was like simp city over here, man. And rap to a lot of degree too, because all these motherfuckers talking about spending money on bitches, buying bitches, and then you actually see them wifing up these stripper hoes, and it isn't because they're so fly, it's because they're rappers and they have to perform in clubs, so they're always around those types of chicks. So eventually they catch feelings for those ain't shit bitches, and even rich niggas with status and not, you know, they're not immune to getting tooled or just dealing with goofy, toxic bitches, especially these, you know, chicks who sell their body. Like that's all they're worth. They don't have anything else going for them, and if their entire identity is a sex symbol, you can't be surprised when that's all she is.
Facts.
Facts. So I think that about wraps it up, people.
So with that being said, until next time, unleash your best.
Let's do it, gentlemen.
Peace.
Peace.